Hey everybody, welcome to the Sky Lounge, and this is Cruise Peruse, episode number 150. We got the puppies in the back seat with me, and god damn it, it is a beautiful Friday morning, so you know what we're gonna talk about. That's right, Thursday Night Football was last night. The Dallas Cowboys took on the Chicago Bears, and you know what sucks about that game? So I put about like $15 or so on the Bears +3, parlayed with the under at 43. I'm the fucking idiot who parlays a shit all the time. So that's on me. But my fucking God, how about them Cowboys? Jesus fuck. They lose on the road 24-31, but I know all you dumb motherfuckers are gonna say, oh, Dak's numbers are great, the stats. You have to realize, when you actually watch the game itself, this game was awful. Like, if you're a Cowboys fan, you have to be looking at this entire team and thinking, wow, this team is shit. From offense to defense to special teams to head coach, what a fucking disaster of a team right now. And Jerry Jones just, with all his cryptic words, oh, well, Jason Garrett's going to be a fine NFL coach somewhere else, and we just have to be synergized together. Like, what, Jerry? What the fuck are you talking about? Your team sucks ass. There is no confidence there. No one is playing with the right mindset. If you see the fucking sideline pictures yesterday, you have Michael Bennett with puppy dog eyes, you know, trying to gain some sympathy. But for me, I'm like looking at Michael like, dude, you're the fucking cuntbag who was the fucking cancer in almost every fucking team he went to. Now you want to be this fucking angel? Get the fuck out of here, Michael Bennett. Fuck off. I mean, as for Dak, I've always said this on this channel. I like Dak Prescott. I don't think he's a bad quarterback, but goddamn, dude. How are you going to be fucking begging for 35 mil plus? That shit ain't going to happen. I'm sorry. Like, if Jerry is senile as fuck, he is going to reward Dak Prescott with 35 mil. If he's smart, you franchise tag him. Okay? You franchise tag him, give him another year and see, all right, dude, like, what can you do with an actual head coach? Because let's be real, man. As much as I can berate the fucking defense and offense and special teams, the reality is this, simply this. Jason Garrett is an awful head coach. He has always been a mediocre, shallow-ass head coach, never good enough. And I get it. I get all the talks that he's a real good dude, super nice, and Jerry Jones loves a bit of Jason Garrett. And I tell you what, I'm a man of commitment, and commitment means that I will love Jason Garrett. Like, Jerry, you're fucking yourself over with loyalty. Stop. At your age, you got to be thinking, all right, when can we actually win? I don't want to fucking die with a fucking cavalcade of talent doing nothing, okay? If I'm Jerry Jones, I'm sitting here thinking, like, what the fuck this morning? You're thinking, what the fuck? How the fuck did we lose to the fucking Bears? That defense for the Dallas Cowboys made Mitchell Trubisky look like Tom motherfucking Brady. He made Mitchell Trubisky look like an MVP quarterback. Jesus fucking Christ. He was scrambling, he was running, he got rushing touchdowns. Mitchell Trubisky looking good means that defense was piss poor. And I get it. People want to fucking credit Mitchell Trubisky the same way people wanted to credit Dirk Cousins for winning all those fucking shit-ass games. But I'm here to tell you what, boys and girls. Mitchell Trubisky is still garbage. Sorry. Chicago fans, if you really thought that game was an indicator of how good your quarterback was, you're wrong. You're absolutely wrong. Okay? The reality of that game to me was this. The Dallas Cowboys are completely disheartened. They are not in the right state of mind, and that Dallas defense has been looking so bad despite all the talent on it. DeMarcus Lawrence, Byron Jones. I mean, come on, man. Sean Lee, when healthy, Leighton Vander Esch, which may be a huge reason as to why, the Cowboys may not be doing so well. I don't know. But for fuck's sakes, dude, do not fucking get at me saying that, this Bears team is great. Like, no, they're not. Mitchell Trubisky is absolute dog shit. The fact that he got a win against a mediocre-ass Cowboys team doesn't really tell me much other than the fact that, Dallas's defense is shit and Mitchell Trubisky got stat pads. Right? Like, what the fuck? Just utterly ridiculous. I mean, you're watching this entire game through Thursday Night Football and listening to the dejected tone of Troy Aikman. Hoping that, all right, Troy Aikman, Chris, and Joe Buck wearing some fuckboy uniform. Like, did anybody catch what the fuck they were wearing? They really look like they're about to record a podcast in a fucking cafe. That shit was wild. But again, I mean, it's not as wild as Troy Aikman being just perennially depressed from his team just shitting the bed year after year. I think this year is the worst. Because the reality, too, is this. The Dallas Cowboys are still leading the NFC East. Oh, what a fucking trash-ass division. The Cowboys are still leading the NFC East. Can we just fucking process that through our heads? This awful, mediocre, vanilla-ass team is still leading their respective division because they have another fucking bland-ass, mediocre team in that division called the Philadelphia Eagles who lose to teams like the fucking Miami Dolphins. And the sad thing is, even if the Eagles win Monday Night Football against the Giants, okay? Which, that's a huge if. Is they're bringing back Eli for, I feel, his last hurrah. Right? I mean, come on. It feels as though Eli is going to call it quits after this season. That's what it looks like to me. But huge if the Eagles win, they're still 6-7. Like, you got the Cowboys at Philly in a couple weeks, but are you actually going to show up? Because the last few times you went against the Cowboys, you got embarrassed. Utterly embarrassed. And mathematically, the Redskins are still in a viable position to win the NFC East, which, oh my God, I just do not. I just don't understand this fucking division, dude. This division makes me sick. It genuinely makes me sick. You got the NFC North. You got the two fucking powerhouses in the Green Bay Packers and Minnesota Vikings, and the Chicago Bears just straddling along like 7-6. Kind of like the Rams, right? Just all this expectation, hype themselves up, the fucking fan base, and the respective teams are shitting bed. And yeah, dude, I really don't know what else to say about the Cowboys. I really don't. He's still gonna sign Amari Cooper, who did not have a great game. He just didn't. I mean, yeah, Jason Witten is your rock, but you brought him back out of ESPN for this. I mean, granted, Jason Witten was awful at ESPN. I mean, that entire ESPN Monday Night Football broadcasting crew is garbage, utter garbage. Joe Tessitore, Booger McFarland, just absolute horse's ass, all of them. But wow, you brought Jason Witten out of retirement for this shit. Wow, that's hilarious to me. What's also hilarious is just, the fucking Cowboys fan base. All that boasting, all that chest thumping. Remember the first 4 games in the season when they were like, 4-0? Beating up on really bad teams? Oh, we're going to the Super Bowl. Wow, it's a greater team. Dak is better than Tom Brady. Dak is better than every quarterback. Where are you motherfuckers now? Oh, we still them boys. Yeah. No. I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about your stupid ass arguments that you are fucking bringing up all throughout the season. And listen, I have made this abundantly clear. Generally, fans, I hate them. I generally hate almost all fans. I do. But I don't hate the Cowboys organization. I don't. I've seen and gone to AT&T Stadium. Great fucking venue. I mean, Jerry Jones is a business savant. Let's be real. As much as people want to hate on Jerry Jones, dude is a fucking business genius. He's a business mogul. Okay? But you're living in the fucking past, dude. These two teams on Thursday Night Football, you know what it was? It wasn't an actual game, you know, to determine which 6-6 team is going to get a little bit of a push. To me, this was two teams both living in the past, thinking whatever worked back then is going to work now. It simply won't. You got to change with the times. You do. You have to change with the times. You have to evolve. You have to get better. You have to continually improve. Otherwise, you're fucked. You are. I mean, that goes in all sports ball, right? That goes in the realm of all sports ball. Like in the Premier League, the other football, right? Oh, my ears are rough football. I know, motherfucker. I'm just trying to segue into the goddamn Premier League, motherfuckers. Can you fucking relax? God damn it. All you cuntbags. Just so impatient. So impatient, son. Just like Everton. Everton Football Club of the Premier League has fired manager Marco Silva after 18 months in tenure. Kind of curious. I mean, Unai Emery for Arsenal was in the club for 18 months. But here we are. Marco Silva fired after 18 months. After losing to Liverpool 5-2 at Liverpool in Anfield. I don't understand the mentality from Everton for doing that shit. Just why? Like, you could have fired this guy ages ago. He was so mediocre and shit. Like, what the fuck was the point of keeping him around? And it's ownership groups in the Premier League that are so bloated with cash money that they don't give a fuck what actually happens with the club. I mean, you see this with Everton, you see this with Arsenal. I mean, it's a fucking disease. It's a rampant disease. You see it with Manchester United, and I know United fans are going to argue with their results and shit, but listen, the reality is, awful ownership can fuck a team up. They absolutely can. And, you know, eventually, it's going to eat at your club and what they could potentially do moving forward. However, there is one team that has been, shall we say, liberated of confines and limitations. And who I mean is Chelsea. Chelsea Football Club, after having a transfer embargo because of illicit and illegal practices, have now had their sentence reduced in half, and they will be able to transfer in and out players starting January in the January transfer window for the Premier League, which, I mean, as much as I hate Chelsea and other London clubs, you know, kudos to them, man. They've been doing really well. They're, fourth in the league overall, just pumping out results left and right. And Frank Lampard deserves absolute credit for what he's been doing. If anything, you know, almost halfway into the season, I believe Frank Lampard is manager of the year. He's been utterly impressive. You know, and I'm an Arsenal fan. I hate Chelsea, I do. But, you know, let's call facts facts. You know, Lampard, despite coming into this season without an actual transfer window, has managed with the assets he have to get the best out of his players in all competitions. And that deserves a massive shout. Like, goddamn, dude. Like, they've been really impressive. And as a bitter Arsenal fan, I hate to see it. I do. I really hate to see it, but, you know, Arsenal isn't a great football club anymore. I've accepted this. You know, I made that very explicit and obnoxious review yesterday, which I'm not gonna fucking say like, oh, I regret it. No, none of that shit. I don't regret anything that I said yesterday about Arsenal Football Club. I think this club is done. If you get relegated, I won't give a fuck. Fuck you. This club is a fucking disaster from top to bottom. It starts from ownership, you know, Kroenke Sports and Entertainment Group. Fuck them. Fuck the Kroenkes. I don't care if it's Stan or Josh. It's all a fucking facade. Raul, Edu, Vishai, like all those fucking assholes. You aren't doing anything. Manager Freddie Ljungberg, interim manager Freddie Ljungberg, you're a fucking child. You know, playing a man's game right now. I'm sorry, dude. You're a fucking club legend, but you are just utterly nothing at this point. And then the players. I've never seen a group of more dejected assholes. And when your captain Pierre-Emerick Aubameyang takes a piss break in the middle of the fucking match, yeah, this club is a disaster. Arsenal Football Club is a fucking disaster. And you know what? In a way, I'm kind of glad. Like, I hope this team fails so that Kroenke leaves. I hope an actual fucking decent owner buys this club one day. But this is Arsenal Football Club. We're never going to get what we want and continually get dick punched to the point where if you have a dick, it's going to be a nub. So, yeah. That's Arsenal Football Club for you. But as you notice, boys and girls, I'm repping out my other teams right now. Because Arsenal Football Club just gives me, like, it gives me diarrhea. Like, it gives me, like, soul diarrhea. I fucking hate it. So, repping out my Vegas Golden Knights, my Los Angeles Lakers. I got my Seattle Seahawks jersey right under my hoodie here. It's kind of cold this morning, so I'm keep it on. But, you know, speaking of the Lakers, let's talk about the NBA real quick. Now, I want to talk about the LA Lakers, because they're going to be taking on the Portland Trail Blazers tonight in a national broadcast on ESPN, which, I'm not going to lie, I'm very excited. It's a very late game at 7:30 Pacific Standard Time. But I'm really hoping on this 3-game road trip for the Lakers that we could shut everybody the fuck up. I want to make sure the Lakers come out of this game and leave all the doubters and haters eating a bag of dicks. I don't know how many fucking teams we gotta beat to let everybody know that, hey, this is a different Lakers team this season. We're a different squad. And good fucking God, boys and girls. A winning Lakers team is good for the NBA. And you know what else? As much as teams like Portland, Denver, all these peasant teams like the Golden State Warriors, as much as those fucking peasant teams try to say, oh, we're the Lakers' biggest rivals. If you're a true Lakers fan, you know damn well none of those fucking peasant teams in the Western Conference are our rivals. If anything, like the sub-arch rival is the San Antonio Spurs, only because of a near decade-long rivalry between Pop and Kobe and Tim Duncan, Tony Parker, all those cats. But their time is done. Historically, the only rivalry that matters for the Los Angeles Lakers is the Boston Celtics. You motherfuckers goddamn know that I am a diehard Lakers fan. And I brush off almost every fucking team. I do. I don't give a fuck about the Clippers. I don't. There's a part of me that will always say this. The Clippers are our fucking basement dwellers in the Staples Center. You fuckers belong in Anaheim and Buffalo. You guys are fucking irrelevant. I don't give a shit if you got Kawhi or PG-13. You have continually been irrelevant. Jerry West sucking off all those fucking GMs and getting shit done won't mean anything. Because in the long scheme of it, you're not our rivals. You're nothing. You will continually be nothing in my eyes. To me, the Boston Celtics is a team that I watch very closely. I want them to make it deep in the finals. I want the Lakers to get to the finals this year. So that way, the Lakers and the Boston Celtics can meet in the NBA Finals, and I want the fucking Lakers to beat the shit out of the Celtics. Because that's historically what we've done. The Celtics and the Lakers. Battles and battles. It's always been these two teams. That's what made the NBA so great. And you know what? these sinking ratings, I don't know if it's going to be the be-all, end-all cure. But man, can you imagine the Lakers and Celtics coming back? That finals run, I mean, those finals are always intense. They're always great. And it's going to mean great television. It really is. Except for all the fuckboy haters. Just who can't stomach success. I mean, there's a lot of NBA loser fans out there. There are. There really are. Like, I don't know how many fucking apologist asshole NBA fans I've met who never give the Lakers any credit historically. And it's just laughable. Because these are basically the same teams this season that are going to be landing in basically the top 5 spots in the draft. Right, puppy? And here's my thinking. Here's my thinking early on in the season. Who I believe are going to be top 4 NBA draft teams. Number 1, the Golden State Warriors. My God, how the mighty have fallen. Holy shit. It's fucking great that this team is doing so awful. I cherish every moment of it because that means your fan base is more or less gone. They are more or less gone, dude. And yeah, I'm really glad all you fuckboy bandwagon cunts are dead. And now you're probably going to side with the Clippers because you're all assholes. Second, the New Orleans Pelicans. Wow. Zion is going to be limited in back-to-back games, huh? And I get it. He's a rookie. He's coming back from an injury. And he actually got a bit of a complication with the injury, relatively speaking. So he will be delayed in his return. And despite how well Drew Holiday and Brandon Ingram have been playing, this team is a disaster. I mean, the Pelicans are an utter disaster coming out the gates. And I don't think they're going to be good at all moving forward. So, yeah. I believe they're going to be number 2 overall in the draft pick. Number 3, the Atlanta Hawks. Oh, Trae Young. Trae Young is the most prototypical, basic-ass guard that people have been sucking off because he's an ATL. Okay? Atlanta is one of those fucking sports cities that are so low on their self-esteem that they will embrace anything that shines. And I look at Trae Young and think, this is the most basic-ass guard you can ever fucking ask for. Somebody suggested, I think it was Stephen A. Smith, someone suggested that Trae Young is going to be the next Steph Curry. You are fucking high. You are a goddamn moron. Sorry, but not sorry. And number 4, this is going to be my last pick. Number 4, the New York Knicks. Because nothing good can happen to the Knicks. Nothing good will ever happen to the Knicks, especially when James Dolan is your owner. What a fucking shit-ass team. Your team will continually be nothing. You have been irrelevant since Patrick Ewing, and even then, you are still considered big fucking losers, right? You haven't been good since Walt Frazier. That's in the 70s, kids. They won twice in 3 years. Yeah. The Lakers beat them once, too. Yeah. That was the Lakers' first championship in Los Angeles. The New York Knicks are only talking points because you're in New York. It's the fucking national media's biggest boner city. And MSG, yeah, you poured billions into that fucking arena, but you have shown nothing. The Knicks are a fucking disaster. You are a joke of a fucking team. And James Dolan is a fucking cancer that will siphon off anything good this team will get, any sort of positivity this team is injected with, and will siphon it off and will die. So, yeah, even if you do poorly, Knicks, I don't even think you're going to get the number 1 overall pick because the basketball gods will give a big middle finger to you. So, boys and girls, that's enough salt for me. I will be ending the episode there. Follow me at the Sky Lounge and all the links in the description below. Like, comment, subscribe for more daily contents from me and the puppies. Oh, fuck off.